Today we are going to be making a historical replica of Fenrir. This particular one was found in Fishamble Street in Dublin, a reminder of Ireland's Viking past. So let's get started. Open up Blender and click General on the splash screen. We don't need any of those, so press A for select all, X for delete, and click delete. I've included a link to an image in the description below, so download that and we're going to add it to the scene. Press 1 on your numpad for front orthographic view, press Shift A for add, and then go down until you see image and click reference image. Go to where you saved the image, select the image and click load reference image. I'm just going to use my middle scroll wheel to zoom in a little bit and get a better view. I downloaded this image off the internet and it's brilliant because it's giving you the actual dimensions of it and it's giving you a front and back view as well, which is great. I want the world center of Blender to be in the center of this object here. So I'm just going to press G for grab, Z for Z direction only, and I'm going to pull it down until I think it's more or less in the center. Now I want you to press Shift A for add, select mesh and cube. Press tab to go into edit mode. And from the edge menu, I want you to click subdivide. And in the bottom left hand corner, click on the subdivide menu and I want the number of cuts to be 4. Press and hold your middle scroll wheel just to get a better view. And I want to select that outside edge of the cube. So press 3 for face select mode. Alt and left click to select the entire loops. And we just want to select all of those ones. There we go. Press 1 for front orthographic view. Press the spacebar to get up the search menu and put in to sphere, so T-O-S-P-H, and it should come up, there it is. Click on to sphere and move the mouse away from the center until it stops moving, and left click to confirm. I want you to turn on X-ray mode so we can see the image behind it. Press A for select all, S for scale, and just bring it down till it's roughly the same size as the circle of Fenrir there. Left click to confirm. Tab into edit mode. And what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate that image so that we can get a side view of it. So click on the image, press Shift D for duplicate, right click to confirm, or for rotate, Z for rotate around the Z axis, and just press 90 on your numpad and press enter. Press 3 on your numpad to get the right orthographic view, and we're going to move that view there across a little bit. So select the image, G for grab, Y for Y direction only, and just move it till it's more or less central there. Left click to confirm. Click on the cube, S for scale, Y for Y direction only, and just bring it in until it's more or less the right shape there. Left click to confirm. Perfect. Now you can see from the front that his nose is obviously a little bit narrower than his shoulders. So we're going to go for 1 for front orthographic view. Make sure the cube is selected and press tab to go into edit mode. Double tap A for deselect all, and I'm just going to select those faces there. So press C for circle select and just select those faces there. Right click to confirm. I'm going to turn on proportional editing because I want to alter the whole shape. I'm just going to turn off X-ray mode to get a better view. Press and hold my middle scroll wheel, and I'm going to press S for scale, Y for Y direction only, and I'm just going to increase the sphere of influence there to about there. 3 for the right orthographic view. Turn on X-ray, and that's about right. That's about the width of his nose. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the X-ray button just to get a better look. And that's not bad. Tab out to object mode. I'm just going to hide that image for now because we don't really need it. Press 1 for the front orthographic view and turn the X-ray mode back on. Now we did sculpting last week, and one of the things that I didn't cover is that sculpting isn't very good at putting holes in things. So we're going to make this mesh roughly the right size of the artifact we're trying to make, but the most important thing we're going to do is put in holes. And you can see here he's got one there at his mouth where his jaw's open, one there underneath his chin, between his hands and his chin, and another one just there underneath his arms, between his arms and his belly. And actually another one just underneath the sun there, you can just make it out. So we're going to put those holes in, and then we're going to start sculpting them freehand. So make sure the cube is selected, press tab to go into edit mode, double tap A for deselect all. So with X-ray mode still on, press C for circle select, and I want to get rid of that face there. And because X-ray is switched on, it's getting rid of the opposite number as well. So 1 for front orthographic view, X for delete, and delete faces. Press 1 to get to vertex select mode, C for circle select, and I want you to select those 4 there. So in the top left hand corner on the edge menu, our old friend bridge edge loops. Press Ctrl or and make sure it's on the right spot, and I'm going to up the number of cuts to 4. Left click to confirm, right click to confirm in the center. Press 1 for the front orthographic view, and we're going to do the same here. So press 3 to get face select mode. I'm just going to delete this one here. Circle select, X for delete, delete faces, 1 for vertex select mode, C for circle select, and just select those. Press and hold your middle scroll wheel. We're going to go up to the edge menu and bridge edge loops, and then Control or make sure you're getting it in the right spot, and just give it 4 edge loops, and left click to confirm the number, right click to confirm in the center. Okay, lovely. So that's going to be his mouth hole, and then double tap A for deselect all, 3 on your keyboard for face select mode. I'm going to get rid of this one here, so circle select, left click to confirm, right click to lock it in, X for delete, delete faces, 1 for vertex select mode, double tap A to deselect all, circle select, and just select those vertices there, edge, bridge edge loops, and I'm going to go Control or and increase the number to 4. Left click to confirm, and right click to lock it in. Okay, number 1. You'll see on these drawings as well that this guy has like a little ridge on his back, which is quite nice. So I'm just going to hide the image for a second, take X-ray mode off, and I'm going to press 3 to look at the right orthographic view and 9 to look at his back. And you can see that that's where the spine is going to be in the center. That spine is going to be of a varying shape. So I'm just going to straighten up those 2 lines there. So press Alt and left click to select that entire loop. S for scale, Y for Y direction only, and 0 on the... Oh wait, before I do that, I'm going to have to turn off proportional editing or it'll make a mess. So S for scale, Y for Y direction only, 0, and that'll put them all in the same plane. Press enter, and the same with the other one. So double tap A to deselect all, Alt and left click to select that entire loop, S for scale, Y for Y direction only, 0, and press enter. So now you've got a lovely even spine. That's not too bad on his nose as well. Turn that image back on. Press 1 for the front orthographic view, turn on X-ray, double tap A for deselect all, and I'm just going to move around the vertices so he's more or less the right shape. But I'm going to ignore extremities like his ears and his tail because we can add them in the sculpting. So double tap A for deselect all, C for circle select, I'm just going to select those vertices there, G for grab, I'm just going to move them in so they're more or less following where his face is. Double tap A, circle select, G for grab, I'm just going to move that to his mouth. Double tap A for deselect all, C for circle select, G for grab, just move that up there. Top A, circle select, G for grab, move that there. Top A. C for circle select, G for grab, move that there. And the same with this one here. Just gonna move those vertices around a little bit. I'm kind of running out of vertices here, so I'm just going to add in an edge loop there, Control or, and left click to confirm, right click to confirm center, double tap A, circle select, G for grab, I'm going to move that over there. Obviously most of the work we're going to do is going to be done in the sculpting mode, so this is really rough. It's just to make sure that your dimensions aren't going to be too far off basically. That one's fine where it is. We'll grab that one. Top A, circle select, G for grab. That looks pretty good there. Now I'm just going to move a lot of these vertices in so that they're more or less following his outline. Again, I'm not going to be too fussy about it because the sculpting is going to take care of all that. So move that in. And you'll remember from the last time from the last video that, you know, we have things like inflate, so we'll be able to inflate that ball there really easily. Circle select, grab. Bring them in. Get a better view down there. That is my dog. Margot. I gave her a bone earlier and she's thrown it around the garden. Okay, that's pretty good. Don't forget, I'm not too worried about his tail or that, even that ridge actually, because we can add that in later. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off X-ray mode and I'm going to turn off the image. And what I want to do is create a hole, because it's just his arms that are stretched across and grabbing the sun. It's not solid in between his arms. So we're going to remove some faces there. So double tap A to deselect all. 3 for face select mode, and we want to get rid of these ones here. Press X for delete, delete faces, and we want to get rid of the same on the opposite side. Just those ones there. X for delete, delete faces. 1 for vertex select mode, and I want to select those two there. Edge menu, bridge edge loops. That's lovely. Just going to turn on the second image there and turn on X-ray mode just to get an idea of where this hole is. Turn off X-ray mode. I think it's close enough to that one that we'd be able to work with that. So I'm going to delete that face there. And then just one of the faces there, that one there, delete faces. 1 for vertex select mode. I'm going to select that loop and edge bridge edge loops. So now we've got a hole going through to that section there. If there's any other minor things that you want to get done now, is as good a time as any. I'm just going to have another look at the pictures and see if there's something I would like to change. I turn off our cube for a second. And one of the things I'll say is that his jaw there is not protruding out that far. If we turn my cube back on, you can see the jaw we have is like out the full width of the model. So I'm just going to change, I'm going to take out that block there just to make it narrower. So go to, I'm going to turn off the images. Press 3 for face select mode. And I'm just going to select those 3 faces there. Press X, delete faces. And I want to rebuild those holes there. So I'm just going to press for those 4 vertices there. Press F for face. Select those, F for face. Oh, sorry, double tap A to deselect all. You get some weird results there. I'm going to select that one, that one, that one, that one. F for face. And the same here. F for face. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. So we're just going to get rid of that chunk there. Press 3 for face select mode. And delete faces. Okay. 1 for vertex select mode. Select those 4 there. Press face. Select this opposite number there. F for face. And select there and F for face. So it doesn't look much like the Fenrir now, but we know it's more or less the right size and it's more or less in the right place. And that's all we need to get started with the sculpting. So I'm just going to turn off the image there for a second. And turn off the X-ray mode. I'm going to press Tab to go into object mode. And in the top in the top right hand corner where it says cube, I'm going to change that name to Fenrir _ original and press enter. I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate, right click to confirm, and I'm going to change the name of that one to Fenrir _ sculpt. If we make a mistake or there's something we don't like, or you just want to try different versions, then we can always come back to the original, duplicate it again, and start sculpting again. So I'm just going to click the eyeball beside the Fenrir original because we don't want to see it. Now would also be a very good time to save it. So just go up to the File menu, press Save, find where you want to save it. I'm going to call mine Fishamble Fenrir .blend, and when you've entered the name, click Save Blender File. Before we go into sculpt mode, I want you to just clear any transformations. So press Ctrl A and select all transforms. And now we're ready to start sculpting. So go into the top left hand corner where it says Object Mode, click on the drop down list and go into Sculpt Mode. In the top right hand corner, check the Din Topo box. It'll give you a warning, say OK. And in the drop down menu for Din Topo, change the detail size down to about 3. About there. Okay. I always forget this one. You want to turn on symmetry and I always forget which one it is. If I click all of the symmetry buttons X, Y and Z, suddenly there's loads of dots. We only want it to appear opposite where we are there. So take out the X and the Z. We just want to have the Y selected. And if you hold it over your shape, you'll see that it's selecting the opposite side only, which is what we want. Now I also want to be able to see the image, but I don't want it to be sitting over the model and obscuring my view. So just go back into object mode for a second, turn on your image and select it. I'm just going to grab it and move it up in the Z direction. And I'm just going to grab it and move it back in the Y direction. So it's a little bit further away, but we can still look at it. Sorry, my dog's barking because there's a cat on the roof. left click on our Fenrir and go back into sculpt mode. Make sure Din Topo is checked. It always clicks off when you leave the sculpting environment, so make sure it's back on. And let's get started on the sculpting. where to begin. I'm going to start with his ears, I think. So go to 1 for front orthographic view. And his ears are about there. So I'm going to use the snake hook. I'll press 3 to go to that view there. I think that's them there. I'm just going to drag it up. That's a bit big actually. So Control Z for undo. I'm going to turn the radius down to something a little bit smaller. And just drag it up like so. Okay. Oops. Oh yeah. Now they're obviously bigger than that, so I'm just going to use the inflate button. Zoom in a bit. I'm just going to inflate those. I'm just going to make sure on the brush as well that front faces only is checked. I'm going to increase the strength to 1 because we want to, and I'm going to increase the radius of the brush as well. There we go. So they're definitely kind of chunkier that way. You can see it there. I'm just going to add on a little bit there and add on a bit there. Okay. That's lovely. version of that. Okay, file, save, go into object mode. And actually I want you to do, because we've got the, maybe you want to try it out again, because we've got the original one there, if you export the STL, it exports everything, every object that's there, even if they're hidden or not. So I want you to go File, Save As, and just call this Fishamble Fenrir underscore printing. So you'll know that this one is the one that's for printing. And click Save As. And then I want you to delete the original. And I want you to delete the images as well. I mean, I don't think it makes much difference, to be honest with you, but they can't be printed, they never show up, so just press delete. Delete and delete. So you're just left with the Fenrir sculpt. Happy enough with that. And file save, file export STL. It's going to suggest it, that's fine. Export STL. And we're done. I'm just going to check what size that file is. This particular STL is only 15 megabytes. That's well within the 64 megabytes that Shapeways allows. Oh, but he's massive, isn't he? So press N for properties, click item. Yeah, he's very big. He's at 1.5 meters. So we'll just scale him down. His natural size was 5 centimeters, so we'll just go for that. I'm just going to press S for scale and bring him down. I'm going to zoom in. I'll press the period on your numpad to zoom in. Do Shift A, mesh, and I'm going to make a UV sphere with a radius of 2.5 centimeters. So put 2.5 cm in there, press enter. Click on the Fenrir, S for scale, and just drag him in. That's about right. And delete the sphere. So file save, file export, STL, and we'll just export over the other one. So that's it, the Fishamble Fenrir, and you can send off your STL to Shapeways and you should come back with something, hopefully, like this when you're finished. A little slice of Dublin history. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like to buy me a coffee, then there is a link in the description. And I will see you in the next video. See you then.